Welcome to this week's update. It is January 20th. Nikki, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, even though mortgage interest rates aren't doing so wonderful. So we had a little bit of an uptick in the interest rates, bringing us into the low to mid sixes this from Friday into today. Reason for that is there's just some like global upset over in Japan about their debt load, their yields spiking, making decisions on whether they need to take on more debt or sell off some of their things in order to get things back in line for them. So they are kind of upsetting, our yields, our bonds, our market over here, which is causing mortgage interest rates to rise. We expect that to settle back down once some decisions have been made from Japan and what they're going to do. But for right now, we're just floating clients from an interest rate standpoint and waiting for things to settle back down as they are expected to do. Um, Beyond that, I just wanted to come or talk about a few things as it relates to new business, et cetera. So I've actually had been going through my database of anyone that had inquired about purchasing homes in the last 2 years and just reaching out to them, asking if they're still interested and asking if, would they want to update their pre-approval, asking if they want me to send them over updated interest rates for where things are at compared to where they were when they first originally looked at buying. And I've gotten some really good positive responses. People who are saying, yep, yeah, I do want to, redo my pre-approval. I've changed this or that about my situation, and yeah, it would be a good idea. So working through those and being able to make those connections again has been really important. And obviously brought in some business that was kind of dead or that, had kind of gone by the wayside for a little while. So I feel like that's actually really important and is doing a really nice job in producing some results. So don't discount your past client database or the database where it was just a prospect or someone that you may have only had one conversation with. Call them again. They were interested at one point, they may be interested again. So just a reminder on that. The other thing that I wanted to share is just from a social media standpoint and some of the things that I have seen happen and been beneficial for me so far this year. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you to show you my LinkedIn page. A lot of people, a lot of realtors don't consider LinkedIn when we're talking about social media. And it's important that when you are posting on social media, you do not discount LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn page. I post my blogs, my Monday morning blogs on this page every week, and it just talks about just this one, for example, is rates are trending lower, but what's the whole story? And it just talks about gives some education on why the mortgage interest rate isn't the full story. Well, what has been starting to happen is with consistency and putting these blogs out there, I started to get a lot of comments on my post, et cetera, and a lot of engagement. And what this does is, with this much engagement, what it does is it allows more people to see you, allows more people to get exposed to your blog, to your comments, to your information. And so a lot of people, there's realtors on here, there's different financial advisors, there's, different businesses that have all engaged in my postings. And you can see that I'm consistent in posting on LinkedIn as far as these Monday blogs and also just little information about holidays, et cetera. And so it has started to get, so 77 people looked at this blog, for example. So just an idea for you to kind of reach out and to really consider social media from all aspects. It's not just about the TikToks. It's not just about the Facebook. Don't discount LinkedIn. I can't tell you the amount of business that I've gotten from people seeing that I'm an expert on LinkedIn, and that's how I post, for that and being able to contact me with questions and being able to bring in business that way. So just a good reminder on those two fronts.
I love that. And you're one of like two people that I personally know and talk to often that are running social media at such a high level. So that really does matter if that's been your experience, because agents say they will, or they drop off, or they're just not doing it. So LinkedIn, and I've heard that from the other gentleman too, that he's like, that's where it's at. So in addition to LinkedIn, what would be the next platform that if a real estate agent listening, which every single agent I've talked to has social media on their business
Yes.
plan, what else can you maybe the number two next to LinkedIn?
Number two is absolutely without question Facebook. The
Okay.
reason I say Facebook is because given the age category or the people that are on Facebook on a consistent basis, those are rebuyers, a lot of children of rebuyers, a lot of move-up buyers, things of that nature who want the personal. So they want the family stuff. They want to see what you've been doing, where you've been going, who you're with, where you've been visiting, where you've been traveling to, and they want that personal connection. So LinkedIn is all about the business to business aspect of it and people understanding that they want to refer each other. That's huge, obviously, if you're running a business. Facebook is like the natural family to family, personal side of it. Those are the big two for me. And then the third one after that, believe it or not, is Instagram. What the Instagram does is it captures those first-time home buyer age categories.
Mm.
And that's, when people are looking for information, a lot of times they'll search Reels or they'll search for their information on Instagram as opposed to TikTok because there's a lot of information on TikTok. And it's not that TikTok doesn't work. It does. I feel like it's necessary and it works, but it's more about being on those first two platforms, the LinkedIn and the Facebook. So if you don't have time or energy to do all of them, LinkedIn and Facebook are really what my recommendations are.
That's wonderful. Yeah, because I do Facebook and Instagram, but I once in a while do LinkedIn, but I keep hearing it over and over and over. It's like the universe is trying to throw it in front of me in so many different ways, and I
Yeah.
just have to listen. So no, I really appreciate you bringing LinkedIn up again.
Yeah,
It sounds like it's
absolutely.
definitely a place to start.
Well, and although most of my business is repeat client business or referral from repeat clients, this very second part of my business is business to business referrals. So
Mhm.
we're talking people who are in business and want to refer business people to other business people. So that's my second form of referral is that's where it comes from. And so it's huge for me to be on LinkedIn and to continue those business to business relationships. And when I was, in Minnesota and doing the Chamber of Commerce, that's all business to business relationships too. So those are more in person. So LinkedIn is a great way to continue those business to business relationships. You're just doing it online.
I love it. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Yes, and so I heard something today that kind of blew my mind.
Okay.
So I have to share it. I already made a video about it, I haven't posted it yet. So every morning, and if you're an agent listening to this, Survive to Thrive is John Deet's free call. It's Monday through Friday. It's his 14-point listing presentation. This gentleman used to list 100 homes a year. So I've been on that call for quite some time. And there are agents on there that have truly said that their business is what it is today because of this call. So I posted the link before. If you haven't joined it yet or you need the link, reach out to me. I'll get it to you. But this morning he talked a lot about goal setting and it mirrored what Bob Proctor, my first coach, taught me. And it was like he was speaking of the exact same thing. So completely in my wheelhouse. And at the end, he did some comments or get off mute and let me know what you're thinking. And this woman, I think her name was Kimberly, came on and talked about setting stupid goals. And I was like, I'd never heard this, Nikki, before. And so we have SMART goals and we have stupid goals. So SMART is your specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. We know that one. But what if we started setting stupid goals? And what it is strategic, transformational, unrealistic, purpose driven, innovative, dynamic goals. And I was like, that is completely what I coach and what I mentor to, and coming from your goal. And I just love that. So I had to share it today because if we started setting some stupid ass goals, where could we be by the end of the year? I
Yeah.
just loved it. It resonated with me so much.
Yeah, it's a reach goal for sure. I am always setting reach goals
Yeah.
for myself that I know are unrealistic and just to see if something fun can happen and it can actually like take off. And so I think it's important to have those. I agree with you. I mean, they're fun and yes, I mean, they could happen.
Oh, yeah.
You never just know. Even though they're a bit unrealistic, they could happen. You never know. The
Yeah.
market could turn and the interest rates could go down to 4% and then all of a sudden I've, helped 500 families in a year, So you just never know.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, the
love it.
how is none of our business. It's just setting the goal and showing
Exactly.
up every day and consistency over time. You'll stack those small wins and they'll become big wins. So I love that. So I just had to share that here
That's
today.
awesome. I love it.
Well, good. Well, it was great chatting with you today. Looking forward to next week as well. And Nikki, so they can check you out on LinkedIn and Facebook and
Yes.
Insta. Where do they find you?
Nikki Erickson on LinkedIn, Kevnick Mortgage on LinkedIn and Facebook. Obviously, Nikki Erickson on Facebook, but in Instagram and TikTok at Mortgages from MN to AZ.
Perfect. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye.